Good morning, Hillcrest. The National Honor Society will be hosting the annual 6-hour relay on Saturday, February 8th from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. For our community service, we are raising funds for the SIL organization. Our goal is to raise funds which will be used to support the translation and printing of Bibles, support the staff, fund mission trips, and many more. SIL seeks to work with the community to spread the gospel by translating Bibles to minority languages. We are honored to have a representative come and talk to us more about what SIL is and what we can do for them. Please help me welcome Peter Nwofu.
Yes, good morning, Hillcrest. Somebody is not happy this morning. Good morning, Hillcrest. Okay, my name is Peter Nwofu. I bring you greeting from SIL Nigeria. You soon know what SIL means. I want to thank God for this opportunity to speak with you all about the work we do. But permit me to start by thanking the administration of Hillcrest School, even for giving us this privilege, and also Madam Tessie and the ESCO members. Let's put our hands together for them. Yes. So with me here is Mrs. Joy Kurams. Do you want to stand up and just wave your hands? Okay, let's put our hands together for her. And also I have Mr. Godwin Nimmer. And one of your staff, our staff, but your staff, I think you know her, so she can also stand up and wave. She's one of the teachers, but she's our staff. Okay, so this morning we're going to be looking at something very simple. This is not moving. Yeah, let me try it here. Okay, excellent. Okay, so next. We want to look at who we are, what we do, how we do what we do, our need, and how you can be a part of what we do. Next. Okay, I want us to read this together. 1, 2, go. We work with local communities to develop language solutions that expand possibility for a better life. That is what we like to do as SIL. Next. Okay, so this is language map of Nigeria. Okay, so this map shows the languages. Most of those colors you are seeing represent where each language is at. The one that looks like red is Yelwa Kanuri, and we have different Hausa in light blue and all those. So I want to ask this question, not those that came to SIL Nigeria. So how many languages do we have in Nigeria? Who can try? Okay, the young man there, yes. 250 languages. That's a good try. Who else want to try? Yes. About 300. Okay, so because of time, I will just go and tell you how many languages we have. This is about 520 languages in Nigeria. Out of that 520 languages in Nigeria, only 40 have completed Bible. That is Old Testament and New Testament. You know, many of us these days with your Android phone, when the pastor quotes a scripture in church, you just say, oh, let me check the Good News, the NIV, and the rest. You can imagine only 40 out of 520 have complete Bible in Nigeria. And also 80 has only New Testament. So you can imagine if you are from that community that the only Bible you have is a New Testament Bible. So it means you won't have the opportunity to read about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or Isaiah and the rest. So we have about 180 plus without any Bible. Somebody is feeling, I've been in some of those communities. We had service without Bible. Yes. So, but one of those things in SIL is that we want all those communities that need the Bible to have one. I believe that you also will like some of them to also have Bible. Okay. Go back. Yeah. It seems, okay. One more. Where is it? Okay. So, here, this is our vision. Let's read this vision together. 1 to go. Nigerian minority language communities are experiencing holistic transformation through language development and the use of well-translated scripture. So that is the vision of SIL. And you want to ask, how did SIL start? Here is the man, his name is Cameron Townsend. He started SIL in 1934. It happened that Cameron Townsend, a young man of a little above 20 years, was selling Bible in Southern America, Guatemala to be precise. And while selling this Bible, he was selling Spanish Bible. Spanish was the lingua franca of those people, but their language was Kachika. Then one of the days, somebody stopped him and said, "Come, if your God is so great, why can't he speak my language?" And Cameron could not answer that question. So he went home and kept pondering on this. And what he came up with later was that he said, okay, what about if I translate the Bible to the language of these people? And that was exactly what he did. When he took the Bible of that language back to them, he discovered that people were getting to know Christ massively, And he said, wow, if this can happen for only one language, what about other languages in the world? What can I do about it? Therefore, he went and met other linguists, and they decided to be hosting a kind of training during the summer. So they'll bring students of linguistics during the summer, give them the principle of Bible translation, send them to areas where there are needs, and they go there and begin to translate the Bible. So at that time, that was where our name came from. And we were being called Summer Institute of Linguistics. But if you can see now, it's no more summer work now. This is what SIL Nigeria looks like. So the staff of SIL Nigeria. And we have SIL in over 100 countries around the world. Okay. So this man, Dr. John Bendo Samuel, brought SIL work to Africa and precisely to Nigeria in the 1960s. And how many of you know this man that you know the man? Oh, some of you. Good. Okay. His name is Zachariah Yoda. He's our director in SIL Nigeria. Okay, I'd like to quickly just go around and show you the process of Bible translation, how we do it in SIL Nigeria. For Bible to be translated into any language, the first thing that happens is a group that is called language survey. They go into the community and they go and find out which language is this? Who are the speakers? How many people are speaking it? Is it male? Is it female? Like in Nigeria, we have a particular language group around Cross River that male have their language separate from female. So, and also, somebody is surprised. Yes. So, do we have children still speaking the language? How many people are speaking the language? Are there anything written at all in the language? So when the survey department are through with this research, they come up and say, okay, with what we have seen, we can now translate the Bible into this language. So then the linguistic department, we take the work from there. These are the people that will analyze the languages, the morphologies, the phonology, they create what we call the primer, A, B, C, D of the language. Most African languages are oral in nature. So these people are the ones that put it into writing. They develop the dictionary of the language so that the language is ready for writing. Then another department, literacy, now saying now that we have all the written forms, it is time to teach the community how to read and write their language. So they begin to teach those community how to read and write. Now it is time for Bible translation. So the translation group now come into play. Now, SIN Nigeria, we don't translate the Bible. It is the community people that translate the Bible. What we do is to empower them with all they need to be able to do proper translation. Because we don't know the language. They understand their language better. So, and one of those things we do is we don't do translation from English to the language. That is what we call secondary translation. We translate from the original language, which is Hebrew and Greek, into the language. So that is it. Then, when you have finished translation, the work has not ended. We want people to make use of the Bible that has been translated. So there is another department that is called Bible use. So what they do is to look for different avenues they can use to engage people with the Bible. The women you see here, they are from Mogabo. Mogabo is not far from us, in about, I think, 2 hours from here. So they are doing what we call audio Bible studies. So they have a device in their hand that they'll play, and the Mogabo Bible will play, then they will ask some series of questions, and they do Bible study with that. That also helped them to read the Bible they are holding. Most of them could not read that Bible, but with this, they are able to read the Bible in their language. Also, we know that some people might not be able to read the written Bible. For example, a blind man or somebody that is very old or children. Or at times I am driving in my car, I want to at least listen to Bible. So this department is called Vernacular Media Services. They translate the written Bible into audio Bible. So somebody will read it out and another person will record it. So then they will put it in different devices that is available in the community, CDs, MP3s, cassette, and the rest. The other thing they do is to do what we call Jesus film dubbing. How many of you have seen Jesus film where Jesus is speaking another language, not English, like Hausa or something? Good. So this department make that happen. Okay, so in Africa, we speak orally, we transmit information orally. So we discovered that it's not everybody that can read. There are some Fulani people, for example, some of those headsmen you see, they might not be able to read, but they still transmit information orally. So we try to do what we call oral Bible story, where people will tell Bible story in the language, in the way the community normally tell it. So we have a department that specializes in that also. Not only that, we discovered that in our communities, we have a lot of art forms, music, dancing, just like the choir. By the way, the choir really sang well this morning. Let's put our hands together for them. Yes, so this department, what they do is to redeem the music and arts of the people for God's glory. It's not every part of our culture that is bad. It's not every dance that is bad or every music. Some are good. So they redeem the bad one, the good one, for God's glory. So most times what we do here is we paint the scripture, we dance the scripture, sing the scripture, carve the scripture, weave the scripture. Anything you can do with that scripture that is available in the community, you do that. Okay, so we don't do this work alone. We partner with several organizations, and I can see one special logo there. It's looking like Hillcrest. Yes. Let's put our hands together for ourselves. Okay. So we've had a program right here. Once in a year, we do open day. I think this is one of the open days that we did right inside here some years back, and some ministry partners come to also support the work. Now we talk about our needs. Mark Road. I want you to tell your neighbor, Mark Road. Yes, there is a program that we called Mark Road. The essence of that Mark Road is, I told you we have about 180 languages that doesn't have anything. SIA Nigeria decided that we are going to take 40 languages out of those 180. And what we want to do in the next 4 years is to make sure that we at least translate the book of Mark for each of those 40 languages. Even if we don't get it through, we'll have started something. And that has commenced already. And that Mark Road, as we commence it, there are many challenges around, which has to do with we have to recruit more staff, get more facilities, and more things. And that has led us to a challenge of where we are going to stay. Hey, some people like this. Yes. So this is not our building yet. It's a proposed building. But I like the fact that many of you will like us to stay in this building very soon. So we are thinking of buying a property and building something where we can do our training and do most of this work we are talking about. Presently, where we are at Old Airport Junction is a rented apartment owned by Lutheran Church. So we want to move to a place. So maybe these are some of the things you might be praying with us and seeing what God will do. Okay, so among the staffs of SIA Nigeria, we have some of us called Nigerian missionary staff. So I'm one of them. You will see me in the brown pant on the other side, sitting down. Okay. So this group of people are staff who are raising support locally. What that means is that you are not going to be paid salary. You are going to be working and trusting God to provide for your need. And by God's grace, I can testify that I've been in this group for 14 years now. Without salary, and God has been providing. Actually, my daughter is in the university, Landmark University. So that's to tell you that God has been providing. So let's put our hands together for the Lord for doing that. So individuals and groups normally give to support this group. Okay? How can you be a part of it? You might decide to pray. So if you want to pray, you can meet Mrs. Stacy, or maybe after the meeting somehow. Madam Joy is here. She will take your name and maybe your contact. How we do the prayer is online once every month. First of every month, we do that prayer. So you might be part of that prayer team. You can decide to give. Maybe your lunch once a month, you sacrifice it for the work. It's good. And you give the money to the work of Bible translation so that some other people can have Bible to read and know God the more. Okay, you can decide to go. Maybe you want to join the work of Bible translation. There is one lady called Emily Gaddis. Emily actually graduated from this school, and presently she's one of our staff in SIA Nigeria. She's a translator now. So it's possible that you want to be that, or you want to serve in any other domain. You might want to be an advocate. Or you say, I don't have money, I don't have what to give, I can't join to serve, but my uncle can support this work. My dad, if I talk to him, he can support this work. You have people around, or my friend can also support this work. So you want to be an advocate for this work, feel free to be so. So at this point, I will pause to ask if there is any question. I want to take a few questions, then call it a day here. Any question? Anybody? You have a question? Okay. If there is no question, I want to thank you all for listening to us this morning. We hope we'll have other opportunity to come around and share with you about the work of Bible translation. I'd like us to sing this song as I take my seat. I have decided to follow Jesus, no turning back, no turning back. I have decided to follow Jesus, no turning back, no turn. Let's sing it again. I have decided to follow Jesus.
Turning